Push, 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 push. Push, Wanda.
Push!
Hey Wild Mamas, welcome to our bold and unfiltered corner of YouTube. Today, we're ripping off the Band-Aid and tearing down the movies and shows we all know and love. Yes, we're talking Hollywood and their misleading portrayals of pregnancy and birth. Ever watched those high-drama labor scenes and wondered, is it really like that? Well, buckle up because we're about to dismantle some of Hollywood's biggest myths and bring you the raw, unfiltered truth. This isn't just about setting the record straight. It's about empowering you with the real story behind the glitz and glam of on-screen pregnancy and deliveries. So if you're ready to challenge the status quo, respectfully smash that subscribe button and let's get this truth train rolling. Let's start with the big, flashy stereotype numero uno, the overly dramatized, I'm going into labor scenes.
My water broke. I'm having the baby.
You know the ones where the water breaks in the middle of a fancy dinner.
But we'll get you another.
No, my water broke.
And suddenly it's a mad dash to the hospital.
Hey, Squinty, the gas pedal's on the right!
With screams echoing down the hallway.
Oh my gosh, it's happening.
Cut to reality check. Contractions usually kick off way more subtly, sometimes hours before or even days. And if you ask most mamas, the gush was not their first sign that labor was approaching.
I'm not having the baby, Claire. I was just faking it.
Now onto the pregnancy as a 9-month-long nightmare trope. Movies love showing pregnant characters as perpetually nauseous, mood-swinging hot messes grabbing for the nearest sandwich.
I wanted to apologize if I, seemed a tad edgy yesterday at my shower. It's just the hormones,
But hold on, it's not all doom and gloom. For many mamas-to-be, pregnancy can be a time of energy, creativity, and yes, even glowing skin. Some women report feeling better during their second trimester than they felt pre-pregnancy. That doesn't mean there isn't discomfort or challenges. We're talking about growing a new human here. But a lot happens in 9 months, and movies are only about 90 minutes? And what about conception? Hollywood makes it seem like one slip in the dark and bam, you're pregnant.
Pregnant.
I'm pregnant.
I'm pregnant.
I'm pregnant.
We're pregnant.
You're pregnant, they're pregnant, you can talk about being pregnant.
But it can be really hard for some women to conceive. Plus, there's only one time in our cycles when the magic formula actually sticks. And let's talk about the postpartum fairy tale. You know, where new moms just shrink back to their pre-pregnancy genes before even leaving the hospital? Please. In the real world, bodies need time to heal and recover. And that's perfectly okay. And speaking about perfect, check out the perfectly coiffed hair.
What I'm trying to say is that we're just beyond words excited about this.
Oh, and we can't forget about the husband abuse.
Slime-sucking son of a...
Treating our number one supporter like trash isn't okay, ladies. They're just trying to help.
I'm the baby daddy.
Don't let Hollywood convince you otherwise. Now let's get real about the damage these stereotypes can do. Imagine this. You've seen 100 movie births, all panic and pain. Now you're expecting, and guess what? You're terrified. These over-the-top portrayals can make the miracle of birth feel like a horror movie, fueling unnecessary fear and anxiety in expectant parents. And stress, my friends, is the last thing you need when you're growing a tiny human. And managing stress starts with getting good sleep. Ironically, one of the most common complaints during pregnancy is trouble sleeping. You're too hot, then too cold, stressed from watching too many pregnancy movies at 2 a.m., and with your new nesting instincts, you're probably sweating about all the harmful products in your home.
Hormones, right?
Luckily, Home of Wool has a solution. Customizable wool mattresses and toppers that you can tailor to your budget and needs. Home of Wool offers many stylish alternatives to harmful plastics and chemically treated fabrics. Wool is naturally antimicrobial, resistant to dust mites, and temperature regulating, offering a better environment for you and, of course, your baby. And since wool is naturally flame resistant, it is the only bedding material not required by law to be sprayed with fire retardants, offering you peace of mind and quality sleep. Unlike their synthetic counterparts, wool mattresses can last 30 years and up to a lifetime with proper care. Consider it an investment in better nights and long-term health. Learn more about the benefits of wool and get 10% off by clicking the link in the description and using code MAMAINTHEWILD at checkout. Transform your home environment with a natural choice from Home of Wool. Now back to dissing Hollywood. When we constantly see women laboring on their backs under fluorescent lights, we forget that setting plays a huge role in having a positive birth experience, and that pain isn't just managed by needles. We're completely leaving out alternative healthcare, hypnobirthing, home birthing, midwives, aromatherapy, hydrotherapy, you get the picture. Setting and mindset play a huge role, and it's best to visualize something a little less dramatic. The biggest problem is that all these stereotypes don't just mess with individuals. They echo through society, spreading misconceptions about women's bodies and health. Young women and girls grow up bombarded with these scenes, forming skewed images of their future. And let's not forget the ripple effect on healthcare choices. When fear takes the driver's seat, it can lead to a detour on the road to natural, healthy experiences. We're talking unnecessary C-sections, anxiety about prenatal appointments, and a whole suitcase of worries.
Aren't you scared? Wait, it's gonna come out of it. It's gonna hurt a lot, I bet.
This doesn't just affect the mamas-to-be. Hollywood's horror stories can influence the real decisions women make every day, like using hormonal birth control. You see, when the big screen paints childbirth as something to be feared, it's no wonder many women think, uh-oh, not going down that road anytime soon. Medicalized birth control methods become more than just a choice. It's seen as a necessity to avoid these so-called horrors. And even though birth control is a personal choice, the decision to use it should be based on facts, not fear. We need real talk about the benefits, the side effects.
Let's talk about birth control.
Alternatives like getting to know your cycle, and everything in between. It's about making informed choices, not reactive ones based on an exaggerated version of reality. So why do these myths persist on the big screen? Time for a behind-the-scenes tour of Hollywood.
Welcome to Hollywood.
Picture this, you're a director and you've got to keep those viewers glued to their seats. What do? You dial up the drama, crank up the tension, and voila, you've got a scene that's as gripping as it is misleading. So sensationalism is definitely a player, but there's also the cinematic clock to consider. Movies have to squeeze a story into a couple of hours, meaning the long varied process of childbirth and pregnancy, well, it just gets crunched into a few high-octane minutes.
Condom came off inside my vagina, and at present I'm unable to locate it.
Next vomit is gonna be in your lap.
It's beautiful.
It's storytelling efficiency at the cost of realism. We could go even deeper to suggest that Hollywood and politics are best buddies, and perhaps the influence of the next generation is not just about the box office. But I digress. Let's also note that filmmakers often draw inspiration from earlier works. If past movies showed childbirth a certain way, new films might just follow suit, keeping the cycle going. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? And let's be honest with ourselves. When we tune into those big blockbuster hits, we're not, or at least we shouldn't be, expecting a dry, informative lecture. We've got university for that. So how do we, as viewers, protect ourselves and our loved ones from buying into these dramatized tales? First off, remember what you see on screen is entertainment, not an educational documentary. It's called critical viewing. When you watch those scenes, ask yourself, is this for real or just for ratings? Remember, you're the detective here, separating fact from fiction. Protecting young minds is crucial too. Let's lead by example and encourage conversation. If you're part of the Mom or Big Sister Club, use movie nights to talk about this stuff. Chat and ask questions while those boring credits are rolling. Or talk during the movie, if you're those kinds of people.
Shh, we're trying to watch the movie.
It's a perfect time to bond, share stories, and build trust. It's about nurturing a generation that's informed, confident, and unafraid of their own bodies. And let's not forget, education is key. There's a huge gap in what we're taught about reproduction in school, and filling that gap means taking the time to understand our reproductive health inside and out. This way we can guide others and advocate for ourselves when the time comes. Hey, and if you're an aspiring filmmaker, why not challenge these norms? Though we may not be able to change Hollywood anytime soon, we can create our own stories that reflect the diversity and reality of womanhood. Real, raw, and relatable. That's the content that changes perceptions and empowers viewers. Now let's imagine a world where every woman and man knows the ins and outs of pregnancy and childbirth, free from the clutches of fear and misinformation, where girls can grow up without a skewed view of their most amazing superpower. That world starts with us, right here, right now. Accurate information guides us to make informed decisions and approach life's offerings with confidence. So let's share real stories that celebrate the strength and resilience of our bodies. As we conclude, remember, your life, your choice, your story. Armed with knowledge, you're unstoppable. Share this video, spread the word, and let's transform the narrative around pregnancy and childbirth together. Because when we know better, we do better. And that, my friends, is a wrap on the truth behind pregnancy and childbirth on the big screen. Leave a comment below and tell me what movie or show left a stain in your impressionable mind growing up. Until next time, stay informed, stay empowered, and as always, stay wild.